Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're doing a follow-up video to the video I made yesterday talking about the stimulus package, and of course I made that video right before President Trump tweeted out that he wasn't going to pass any more stimulus, and now it seems like he's kind of taken a little bit of that back. This was posted last night at 6:02, so obviously after the market closed, but as we see stocks are rallying. Let's check out the Dow Jones real quick. Up about 400, we see up about 400 as Trump urges airline aid. So we can get right into it. U.S. stocks rose on Wednesday after President Donald Trump tweeted support for air. Was that PM or was that AM? Okay, that's PM. But it was published Tuesday. It was updated about 10 minutes ago, so okay, that's nice to see. Tweeted support for aid to airlines and other stimulus measures, stoking hope that a smaller aid package could be passed by lawmakers. And in my personal opinion, I think it's not a smart move for him to just shut down all aid, because it's going to hurt a lot of people, and then those people are likely going to vote against him. Is it going to win any votes necessarily? No, probably not, and that may be why he's not so urgent to pass the bill that's been proposed. And like I said, it hasn't even been passed through the Senate yet, so I think it has a lot of work that needs to be done. But as you guys will see later on in this article, there are some things that they do agree about. So we have the Dow up about 1.5%. The S&P climbed, or the S&P 500, I thought it said climbed 500. I'm like, that's insane if that actually happened. 1.3 and 1.4 respectively with the NASDAQ. Trump urged Congress to approve airline payroll support, saying the money in aid for small businesses could be paid for with unused funds from the previous stimulus. Trump also pushed for another round of $1,200 stimulus checks for Americans. He tweeted the House and Senate should immediately approve $25 billion for airline payroll support and $135 billion for Paycheck Protection Program for small business. Both of these will be fully paid for with unused fund from the CARES Act. Have this money, I will sign now. And honestly, I think that's a pretty good idea. I know $25 billion sounds like a lot. Oops. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're passing $2.2 trillion or several $trillion bills, $25 billion is chump change, which I never thought I would actually say about $25 billion. If I am sent a standalone bill for stimulus checks, $1,200 per person, per adult, I should say, they will go out to our great people immediately. I am ready to sign this now. Are you listening, Nancy? Obviously, he's referencing Nancy Pelosi. I think both of these things should be passed, and hopefully they do get passed. This was actually tweeted out last night. He had several different tweets he's tweeted out last night and this morning. This certainly isn't the first time we've seen the markets react to Trump tweets, and it probably won't be the last. The seesaw we've seen since yesterday's plunge is just case in point for the volatility we may encounter as we close in on the election, which is what I've been talking about over the course of the last several videos I've made. If you guys want to check those out, obviously it's going to be a wild ride, and we all need to buckle up for the things that are coming. That said, with President Trump call for aid to airlines, an obviously hard-hit area of the market, traders may be eyeing bullish opportunities in cyclical stocks, which is another thing I made a video on. If you haven't checked out my different types of stocks videos, we highlighted cyclical stocks in there, dependent on quicker economic recovery, if they can stomach the roller coaster, which I personally am invested in airline stocks and cruise stocks and things such as that, and it has not been pretty for obvious reasons. Shares of United Airlines gained more than 3%, Delta gained 2.5%. Airline stocks also got a boost. JP Morgan analyst upgraded several companies in the industry. Boeing shares were up 2.9%. I still don't really care for Boeing. Me personally, I'm invested in Delta, and I think they're definitely in the best position. I think what President Trump was saying yesterday was that we're too far apart for a gigantic bill, which is obviously making sense. Larry Kudlow told CNBC, but a small bill, a targeted bill, they were willing to compromise on the continuing resolution to keep the government open. Why not do it again? Which I 100% agree with, and hopefully most of you guys do as well. That's not really politics. That's just for the good of the American people. And I want to see how much. Okay, so not much further here. The major averages closed sharply lower on Tuesday after Trump tweeted, which I guess we should keep that open and take a look at the Dow Jones one more time. So obviously when he tweeted that out, just and I was uploading the video at around 5 o'clock, and I had to. I ended up uploading it around 3 just because of how sharp it was, but obviously we've made a return from most of those losses there. The major averages, about a second coronavirus stimulus bill, and I think this is purely political. The Democrats want to get it passed. Obviously, the Republicans do not. They do not agree with all the things in there. On Wednesday, told move certain U.S. president's move is certainly not a good thing and will be significant negative on the economy, which I 100% agree with. I don't think it was smart for him to just come out and say, hey, it's not getting passed, because I think it should, and I think it probably will. That's a lot of money, whatever it would have been. Adding, there will be a lot of stress for those who are not going to get these funds, which again is very true. Middle America needs these funds. People in America all over really need these funds, as the CARES Act really saved a lot of businesses, and it's really going to they're going to need something like this again. And here's his tweet. Bill Ackman, perishing Square Capital Management. Bill Ackman said in a tweet directed at Trump and Nancy Pelosi, Mr. President and Madam Speaker, in that you both agree on the $1.6 trillion of stimulus, why not immediately fund $1.6 trillion of stimulus and leave the disputed $400 billion to the outcome of the election? That way Americans in need can get help now. And I 100% agree with that as well. And let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below, whether you guys agree with this, whether they should pass this, or whether you think they should wait until after the election. I don't really think it's going to swing votes either way, but I think if Trump doesn't pass some of these things, and you have some of these middle Americans who don't have that money and are moderates or independents, whatever you want to call them, they may potentially vote for Biden, so I think he could potentially lose votes. And then Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said Tuesday that the economy needs more aggressive fiscal and monetary stimulus for an economic recovery. As said, still has a very long way to go, which, again, stimulus is kind of what saved the market and the people, many people and many businesses in America. We can check out Delta real quick to wrap up this video. 2.4%, around $31, which I think is a good, I should say decent buy point. Obviously, over the course of the last year, it's a stock that has a 5% dividend yield as of right now, but was up around $60 per share back when I owned it, and I still do own it. But obviously we've been slammed, and I believe Warren Buffett also owns Delta Airlines. I think he sold some of his stock, but still owns quite a bit of them. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens there. Hopefully, all good news, but the stimulus really needs to get passed, and it shouldn't have to be a political thing. But, of course, these days that's what it gets turned into. So like I said, leave a comment in the comment section below what you guys think about everything that's been going on. I think that's a really good article. If you guys want to read this, I'll go ahead and link it in the comment section below. A really great article by CNBC talking about all these things as we went over in this video. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash the like button if at any point in this video you did enjoy something you hear, and subscribe to the channel as we continue our climb to 1,000 subscribers. And we'll continue posting great content 5 days a week. And until next time, happy investing.